To have 2 miles of river frontage in Texas on its own is a big deal. Texas doesn't have a lot of water, especially in central Texas. So if you got over 2 miles of river frontage, you're gonna be able to experience and do things that you couldn't on another property, like fly fishing in clear water. This stretch of the Leon River is clear running, so you can sight fish if you want to. And you pretty much have a private stretch of river because, you know, it's not being utilized by the public. Having this live water, it's aesthetically pleasing. It really enhances a sportsman's or outdoor enthusiast's experience. The river bottom holds a lot of wildlife as well, so you have a lot more hunting opportunities with deer, hogs, turkeys, and then the waterfowl use it as a flyway. And in addition to the river frontage, you've also got a 32-acre private lake that's stocked with certified Florida bass. I think the oldest fish in there are about 6 years old. You've also got giant copper-nosed bluegill. You have an established population of threadfin shad. And then in the off-season, in the warm months, they stock tilapia to keep the bass fed really well. In addition to that, the lake is stocked with crappie. And then the bass fishing, I caught my personal best, largemouth bass. There's just over 10 pounds this past spring on this private lake. The lake has been managed to a T by Tyler Fish Farms. Anybody in the Texas area that knows fish knows Tyler Fish Farms, and they take really good care of the water that they're in charge of and take care of and manage. During the fall and winter months, the lake is stacked with waterfowl. You've got greater Canadian geese. Right now there's a bunch of black-belly whistling ducks using the lake, as well as a bunch of mallards. You get a huge variety of waterfowl. In addition to the lake, you also have 10 natural duck marshes and 3 floodable duck marshes. There's also a 50-acre ag field that's got an irrigation pivot on it, and you've got the ability to pump out of the river. You get 196 acre-feet of water rights per year to irrigate that field. And part of that field that's irrigated is where the floodable duck marshes are. So the ducks are already naturally using the Leon River as a flyway. It makes it a premium waterfowl hunting property, especially for this part of the state. Most properties in this part of the state do not have a natural flyway and food and habitat. A white-tailed deer on this property, since the current owner has had the property, which is about 10 years, they've never been hunted. And because of that, they're very comfortable. You know, you've got the river bottom here that deer like to move up and down, especially when the rut hits, but then you also have plenty of habitat and food on the property, so you hold a lot of deer as well. You've got great dove hunting. There's a lot of mourning doves, white-winged doves, Eurasian doves, even pigeons. The majority of the property is fenced with hog wire. That way the hogs don't affect whatever you got planted. That is certainly a perk of the property. There's also a 9,000 square foot under roof custom home that was built in 2020. Just a beautiful home, and it sits overlooking right over the lake. It has a full house Generac. Anytime your power goes down, you've got enough propane to keep you going for 2 weeks. Every detail of that house was planned out, thought through. When you walk in the door, there's these giant, massive wooden beams that support the great room. There is a huge, impressive stone fireplace. So whether you're in the great room or the bar area, you can enjoy a fire. Then there's an incredible marble bar top that is illuminated. Very unique, I've never seen that before. It's also got a very large, impressive utility room, but all the finishes, all the fixtures, everything is very high-end, very well thought out and hand-picked by the current owners. In addition to the main house, you've got what I would call a barn dominium. Primary use is a barn for storage of vehicles or, you know, hunting, fishing equipment, but it's also got living quarters and it's got a restroom in there. And then next to that, there's what I would consider a guest house, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath guest house with an attached barn. And once again, just an extra space when you have guests come in or hunters come in or people come visit from out of town. When you talk about Central Texas, you're just a couple of miles from I-35, 5 minutes to Belton, 10 minutes to Temple. You're less than an hour to Austin, 45 minutes to Waco, and 2 hours to Dallas-Fort Worth. So very centrally located. You know, you're in the country, you're secluded out here, but you're also close enough to any amenities that you would need. It's an area that's in high demand. And so I foresee this property only shooting up in value as development continues to happen. This property will just become more and more valuable.